Hi, welcome to the Dell booth. My name's Jason, and we're going to have a look at how we can keep your power users productive using the power of a Dell Precision. Dell Precision systems have been around for the last 21 years, and they've gone through quite an evolution. And we are the #1 workstation brand in the world because of our diverse portfolio and the tools that we put on board. What makes a workstation different? Well, a workstation is meant for that high-end user, someone that's perhaps using CAD applications, someone that's maybe using the Adobe suite or 3D rendering. There are lots of different job applications that require this kind of power and performance. And it's because a lot of those software applications are very expensive applications. You want them to be able to run hand in hand with the right system. So we work closely with those software partners to make sure we have what we call ISV certification. That's the Independent Software Vendor. And that basically means that we know that our system is going to work well hand in hand. They've given the tick in the box, and it means that if you do need to call for support, you can be sure that you will get the best service from their end as well. Now, how do we help make it work hand in hand? Well, we have free piece of software on board all of our Dell Precision systems. This is the tool that I've got just up beside me just now. It's called the Dell Precision Optimizer. I can actually go through and select with a toggle switch which application that I want to work with, or multiple applications. And it will actually tune my system to work in the best way with that application. So it understands and uses the right amount of memory from my graphics card or my CPU, depending on which application I am using. So let's start at the beginning and we'll look at our fixed precision lineup. So as you could see in that video there, they were showing our fixed offerings that we've got, right through from the smallest precision workstation that we have, right through to the mighty tower units as well. Now, traditionally, this has been the way that everyone worked on workstation. Mobility wasn't a thing at that point, but we'll come and talk about mobility in a second. We've added in a lot more space for increased space for amount of graphics cards that are going there, and added to the cooling systems, as you will have seen in the video, to make sure that under pressure these systems perform in the best way for you. We also have added obviously slots at the front there, which is great for being able to swap out hard drives and storage with great ease. It's something that Dell's always prided itself on, is making as much of the system screwless as possible to make either repairs easy or upgrades easy as well. Now, obviously, that's the fixed route, and obviously, in our environment that we're in just now, maybe that's not always going to be suitable as we start to see a lot of people working remotely and home working. In fact, many of our engineers work with CAD applications on board Dell Precision, I say our customers that do, they actually asked us at one point to put on these lovely silver handles that you can just see in the front of the units on the larger units, because they actually used to take these around using them to demonstrate whatever they're showing to their customers, or also as well if they're using a VR rig, that was the traditional way to be able to take that around too. Now, a lot of things have changed under the current scenario, and also things have changed generally in life. There always has been a push towards remote working in a lot of organizations. So, how do we get that but still get the performance? Well, I point you in the direction of rack mounted precisions. Rack mounted precisions are a great way of keeping your data secure, keeping it in one location, and keeping it with an IT management on site, preferably. Then the user could access that from the home. So essentially, dial in with any system. As long as it's got a keyboard, mouse, and a screen, you'll be able to actually use the power of the precision at the back end. So the way that you could do that is either on a one-to-one basis, maybe with a single rack dedicated per person, or maybe you want a person to use it at certain times and you only need the power of that system at a certain point. It gives you a lot of flexibility. And then as well with the 2U rack, you can actually add in a Teradici card and do some processes to make it up to 4 users from one rack. So that obviously brings in some budget savings. It brings everything in-house. It brings it secure. So it's definitely an interesting option and a particularly good option to consider under the current circumstances for those in remote working scenarios. So I did say I would mention mobility. Mobility comes in 3 ranges in our precision workstations. So we have 7,000, 5,000, and 3,000. So let's start right up at the top end at the 7,000. The 7,000 is what I would call a desktop replacement system. You can just see it on the right hand side of the quadrant here. It is the largest of the systems. In fact, that is the system that I am using just now. I'm using a 17-inch 7,000 series. Now, the reason that I'm using it is because we're doing broadcast quality content on a day-to-day basis, recordings such as this one. So I do need that power and performance, and I need it on demand, and I need it to be able to work with a multi-screen scenario as well. So I need that connectivity too. In saying that it is the largest, it also has reduced in size since its predecessor. It's 17% smaller and 6% lighter than it used to be. And they've actually increased the size of the touchpad as well to make that more accessible. But as performance goes, it can use up to Xeon level processors, and it also can use the NVIDIA RTX cards on board there to get the most out of them. It's definitely meant for that kind of power user, engineer, CAD user, anyone that's working with multiple diagrams and parts. Many of our partners say it's the engineer's weapon of choice, as you will hear from the good folks at Computer World. We also have a 5000 series as well. Our 5000 series takes some of its design features from our XPS range, which traditionally is more of a consumer product. This brings all of that design, look, and feel, but also the power of a precision system in one chassis, which is quite amazing because our pride and joy is the new version, which is on the left hand side, which is the 17-inch variant. This is the smallest size, footprint, and most powerful 17-inch laptop on the planet. It's just an absolutely amazing unit, and I wish I could be there face to face to actually let you see it, because that's where the real experience comes in, the touch and feel and the materials and the quality of resolution on the screen. For those of you that require it as well, there is a 3000 range, and a 3000 range is a great entry point. It has all the certifications that you require, such as ISV on board, but brings it in at a price point which is more affordable. That also means for larger deployments, perhaps you're in education and you need them for schools, for particular software packages, etc., then the 3000 might be an ideal solution for you. So That pretty much brings me to the end of what I wanted to talk about precision currently. If it is something that rings a bell with you that you would find important, please do chat to advisors from Computer World. If you're working in the areas that I've talked about, design, VR, anything of that kind of nature, these are the kind of systems that I would highly recommend to yourselves. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a video about our 5000 series. As I said, it is our pride and joy, so I would like to just play you a little section in that. Thank you for popping along to the booth, and I'll speak to you in another session. Thank you. If you call